Okay, I'm going to start off my top favorite cars of all times list by creating a new unofficial car rule. Now if you're going to make a top 10, 25, 50, 100, whatever list of your favorite cars, you got to have the Ford Model T in there somewhere. The Ford created a car that brought cars into the mainstream, made cars affordable. It wasn't the first car, but it was the first affordable car. Now, back in the early 1900s, people walked 45 miles to work. You know, they didn't have cars. You know, and I personally don't want to walk 45 miles to work. We would all be skinny, but that would suck. I wouldn't want to do it. So, you know, people were happy when this came out. They got to drive around, drive the kids, you know, and have some fun, because driving is a lot of fun. I personally would love to own one of these someday. It doesn't even have to have an engine in it. I mean, if it had a mint body, I would just display the thing. But, you know, if I had an engine in it, that would be great too. I could feel like I've died and gone to 1908 and, you know, like a blast of the past. So, number 30, Ford Model T. Alright, number 29, 1990 to 1994 Geo Metro. Now you're probably wondering, like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? Why is there a Geo Metro on this list? Well, if you're a car enthusiast, you gotta appreciate this car. Think about it. I mean, cars with 120 horsepower are considered weak, and this thing has 55. It doesn't even have half the horsepower of a car that's considered weak. But that's cool in a way, because you drive it, you redline it through every gear. You feel like a race car driver, but when you look down at the speedometer, you're only doing like 40 miles per hour, so you're not going to get into trouble. But that's a cool thing about this car, is you're involved with it. You're driving it hard to extract every horsepower you can out of it just to keep up with traffic, and that's cool. I'm not a tree hugger or anything, but it gets 40 to 50 miles a gallon, so tree huggers would love this car. Tree huggers would probably make it number 1 or number 2 behind the Prius. But, you know, talk to any Geo Metro owner and they love their car. The one pictured is my car. And Geo Metro owners, from what I've seen, they're the coolest people around. The coolest car enthusiasts around are Geo Metro owners. They're just nice guys, you know, no elitists. You know, why be an elitist in the first place? But, you know, with the Metro, you're least likely to be an elitist. So, you know, it's a cool car. I love it. That's why it has to be on my list. So number 29. If you bashed Metros before, and try to find someone who has one, and I guarantee you will like it. I don't know how many people said, like, man, that's a fun car to drive, or I miss mine, or, you know, stuff like that. So, you know, Geo Metro, awesome car. Alright, number 28. You know, there's like, in the car world, there's all these sub-categories, and one of them is the car Darth Vader would drive, and this is one of them. 03 to 04 Mercury Marauder. It's just a badass looking car. You know, you could be 5'1", 95 pounds, and you'll still look badass in this car. If you throw on some shades, it's a great looking car. The less assuming car people, the people not aware, will probably think it's just a Crown Victoria, but that's pretty cool, because they'll think you're a cop, and, you know, you'll pretty much own the freeway to yourself because everyone's slowing down around you. Just a great looking car. Ford makes some great engines with great sounding exhaust, and this car sounds so awesome with the exhaust system. So number 28 is the 2003 to 2004 Mercury Marauder. Okay, number 27, 2000 to 2005 WRX by Subaru. I'm a big fan of cars that are powerful, but they have like a weaker sister. Like, this car is based on a lesser car, and I like that concept, because the original GTO, for example, the first muscle car, I mean, that was based on a lesser car, and they just dropped the big V8 and created the GTO. I mean, you know, I'm not trying to upset anybody, but I kind of look at the WRX like a muscle car in a way. It's a rally car, I know, but, you know, it doesn't have a big V8, but it does have a turbo 4-cylinder engine, and I think that's really cool. You know, I think that's cool that they built this on an existing car. I'm a big fan of that. A lot of people who are haters on WRXs put down the looks and say, you know, they're not much to look at. I disagree. When you see one in your rear view mirror, it has a presence to it, especially with that hood scoop. You know, I think it's a great looking car personally. So number 27, WRX. Number 26, 1995 to 1999 Mitsubishi Eclipse. If I made a top 10 list like 10 years ago, this car wouldn't even be in my top 1,000. But it's a car that grew on me because a lot of us, myself included, we start off as young enthusiasts with no money. You know, we're probably bagging groceries after school or something. So we don't got much money. So this is a great car, especially nowadays. That's why I said it grew on me. Like if you're a high school kid now, or you're in college with a part-time job, and you know you're a car enthusiast, you know you want to drive something fairly quick, and this is a car that ran 14s stock, and it could get into 13s for not much money. So if you're an enthusiast who wants a quick car and you're more into Japanese cars than American cars, this is a great car to buy, because you know you'll have a quick car, and for not much money you got a 13-second car. The only bad thing about it is this picture you see right now, that's the stock model. The one I'm listing at number 26 is a GST or the GSX with the supercharged or turbocharged engine, and those cars are so hard to find unmolested nowadays, and most of them have like nasty body kits or wings or rims, and I couldn't even find a picture of a stock one. But if you do happen to run into a stock one, turbocharged model, snap it up. It's a car I was considering buying at one point, you know, as a project car, but I live in Southern California, so you know, there's most of them are just jacked up, or they're just crap now, or just sitting on blocks because a lot of people don't take care of them. But if you find a stock model, snap it up. Great car, great looking car. It's perfect car for someone on a budget if you're a car enthusiast. Alright, number 25, 2004 to 2007 CTS-V. What can I say about this car? It's a great looking car, Corvette engine, 4 doors, and if you're a family man and you got some cash, pick this up. You know, you don't gotta give up the sports car, and you know, you get to move up in a way and have a 4-door car, be a responsible family man, and still have a sledgehammer under the hood. This is another car just like the Marauder. What would Darth Vader drive? Probably CTS-V in black. You know, amazing car. The new one especially, 550 horsepower, but I have more of an attachment to the 04 to 07 model. It's the first CTS-V that came out, and when it came out, it was pretty hot stuff. It's still a nice car to this day. So CTS-V, if you're a family man and you want to go fast, look cool, CTS-V is the way to go. Number 25.